It's morning, and I wanted to share with you a thought about this week's reading about being a true disciple of the Savior Jesus Christ. It's an incredible opportunity to follow the Savior, and it's not always easy, but it's what the Lord would have us do. So I'd like to start with a little parable that the Savior tells in Luke 14. He makes the analogy of a man that decides he's going to build a tower, perhaps a watchtower to watch over his vineyard or his flocks, but he's going to build a tower. And he asks the question, which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest haply after he hath laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish. That's the parable. Here's the context. Let me go back 2 verses. This is again in Luke 14. I'm going to go back to verse 26 now. If any man come unto me, that sounds like discipleship, and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Now, I know the Lord uses the word hate here. We're going to see a better word. Is jumping back to Matthew. In Matthew chapter 8, a man comes to Jesus. He's a scribe, and he says, Master, I would follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds have their nests. The Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. Are you sure you want to follow me? I don't know where I'm sleeping tonight. I may be sleeping outside. I'm a homeless preacher. I don't know where. Are you sure? This will not be easy to follow me. Another man comes to him and says, Lord, suffer me first to bury my father. And Jesus said, Follow me. Let the dead bury the dead. Your dad's dead. I'm the Son of God. Follow me. Put me first. Okay, here's another example. This one jumping up to Matthew chapter 10. I'll give you all these verses in the write-up. He that loveth his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And that's really the word that we ought to replace in Luke 14 that I started with. He doesn't expect us to hate our parents and our family and our children, but he does expect us to love him more. Occasionally I'll have young couples come sit in my office and say, Brother Wahlquist, we're engaged. Do you have any counsel for us? And I said, yeah, here's the question you ought to consider. Young lady, you ought to ask yourself, does he love the Lord more than he loves me? Because he needs to. Does she love the Lord more than she loves me? Because she needs to. We need to put the Lord number one. Here's another reference, this one from Matthew chapter 16. Then Jesus said unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. I love the Joseph Smith footnote on this. And now for a man to take up his cross is to deny himself all ungodliness and every worldly lust and keep my commandments. We really have to be a disciple, put God first and put away the things of the world. If we're going to be a disciple, we have to put him first. Now, by putting him first, oh, the blessings we get of more love for our family and more time for our family and more ability to be able to show that love in appropriate ways to our family. It's just putting God first is always a good choice. And so we need to learn to do it. I'm going to share with you a couple of quotes in the write-up for our lesson this week. This quote from Elder Oaks. Latter-day Saints look upon their sacrifices of time and means as a part of their schooling for qualifying for eternity. As Joseph Smith taught in the Lectures on Faith, that religion that does not require the sacrifice of all things never has power sufficient to produce the faith necessary unto life and salvation. Back to the original question. Which of you, building a tower, don't sit down and count the cost first? The tower is, have you counted the cost to be a disciple of Jesus Christ? He's going to ask you to stand with prophets when it comes to talking about family. and having children and being morally clean. Oh, brothers and sisters, being a disciple of Jesus isn't just a thing, it's the only thing, and it's a demanding thing, but it's the best thing. I hope you've counted the cost and that you're all in to be a disciple of the Savior Jesus Christ.